Alright, let's talk about the NBA's smoothest operator. You know that one guy at the pickup game who doesn't even look like he's trying but somehow drops 30 on you? Yeah, that's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, except he's doing it in the NBA. This man plays the game like he's walking through a jazz club. Calm, calculated, never in a rush, and before you even realize what's happening, he's already at the rim dropping in a floater while you're still trying to figure out where he went. But here's the wildest part. Shai wasn't supposed to be this good. Cut from his high school team, not a 5-star recruit, barely made Kentucky's starting lineup. Teams doubted his athleticism in the draft, and even after he proved himself as a rookie, he got traded twice. And now, he's one of the best guards in the league, and he makes it look effortless. So how did Shai go from being overlooked at every level to becoming the guy every defender in the NBA has nightmares about? This is the underdog story you didn't know you needed. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wasn't always the superstar we see today. In fact, if you told 14-year-old Shai that he'd be an NBA All-Star dropping 30 a night, he probably would have laughed in your face. See, unlike most NBA players who were child prodigies by the time they were 10, Shai's basketball journey started with humble beginnings. He was born in Toronto, Canada, but grew up in Hamilton, Ontario, a city not exactly known for producing NBA talent. And when he tried out for his high school varsity team at St. Thomas More Catholic Secondary School, he got cut. Yeah, you heard that right. They didn't think he was good enough. But instead of sulking, Shai went to work. While his classmates were still sleeping, he was in the gym at 6 a.m. grinding. While other kids were watching TV after school, Shai was putting up shots, improving his footwork, and sharpening his handles. His dedication caught the attention of Dwayne Washington, a respected trainer and the founder of Uplay Canada. Under Washington's guidance, Shai learned the art of pick and roll, mastered footwork, and developed an elite basketball IQ, skills that would later define his game in the NBA. And just like that, the kid who got cut was now on a mission to prove everybody wrong. But even after grinding his way back into the team, Shai wasn't a big name in Canada. He wasn't getting the recognition, and he knew he had to do something drastic if he wanted to make it to the next level. Now, this is where the real hustle began. Shai wasn't a 5-star recruit. He wasn't even a top prospect in Canada. In fact, his cousin Nickeil Alexander-Walker was getting way more attention than him at the time. And Shai, he was barely ranked in the top 50. Realizing he needed more exposure, he made a bold decision. He transferred to Hamilton Heights Christian Academy in Tennessee. This move took him out of his comfort zone, but it gave him a shot at proving himself against the best high school talent in the US. And prove himself, he did. By his senior year, he was averaging 18.4 points and 4 assists per game, but even then, scouts weren't convinced. He wasn't flashy, he didn't dunk on people, he wasn't the fastest or the strongest guard. But what Shai had was patience, craftiness, poise. Still, heading into college, he was just a 4-star recruit, solid, but far from a superstar prospect. And when he arrived at Kentucky, things didn't exactly get easier. Kentucky is a place where only the best of the best get to shine. From sportsmen to fried chicken, you name it. And in the 2017-18 season, Shai, he wasn't even a starter. He had to sit behind 5-star recruits, waiting for his chance. As a 4-star recruit, Gilgeous-Alexander originally committed to Florida, but reopened his recruitment in October 2016. His final 5 schools were Kentucky, Kansas, Syracuse, Texas, and UNLV. But here's the thing about Shai, he doesn't wait. He outworked his teammates in practice, outplayed them in scrimmages, and eventually John Calipari had no choice but to put him in the starting lineup. The result? Shai became Kentucky's best player. He led them to the Sweet 16, had a great SEC tournament, and continued that momentum into the NCAA tournament and went from being a bench player to a potential NBA first-round pick. But even then, scouts still had doubts. Shai wasn't supposed to be a star. Coming out of Kentucky, scouts saw him as a good prospect, but not a franchise-altering one. They questioned everything. His athleticism, his shooting consistency, even his ability to run an NBA offense. Some saw him as a role player at best. So when the Hornets drafted him 11th overall in 2018, it should have been his moment. Except, he wasn't even in their plans. Minutes later, he was traded to the Clippers. Even after making the NBA, nothing was handed to him. He had to fight for minutes behind veteran guards. But Shai wasn't just happy to be there, he wanted to dominate. By mid-season, he cracked the starting lineup. By the playoffs, he was going toe-to-toe with the Prime Warriors dynasty. He dropped around 20 points in a playoff game against the Warriors as a rookie. And then, just when it seemed like he was establishing himself in LA, he got traded. Sent to OKC in the Paul George deal, like he was just a throw-in. At this point, most people thought he'd be a solid player, maybe even an all-star one day. But a franchise cornerstone? Nobody saw it coming, except for Shai. Shai took OKC and made it his own. When Shai got traded to OKC in 2019, nobody expected him to be the guy. He was seen as a solid young piece in a rebuild. Talented, sure, but a future superstar. Not many believed it. Fast forward a few years, and now, OKC is his team. Shai didn't just improve, he leveled up every single season. In 2020, 19 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 3.3 assists. In 2021, 24.5 points, 5.9 assists, and 5 rebounds. By 2023, 30.1 points, 5.5 rebounds, 6.2 assists. Let's put that in perspective. The only other player in NBA history to average 30+ points on 50% shooting while hitting 90% of their free throws? Michael Jordan. Shai isn't just scoring, he's doing it efficiently. He's mastered the mid-range like prime Kobe. He leads the league in paint points for a guard, yes, even over guys like Giannis. He gets to his spots, makes defenders move at his pace, and finishes like a veteran. And here's the best part, Shai is still getting better. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was never supposed to be here. At least that's what the scouts, the rankings, and the doubters thought. He wasn't the biggest name in high school. He wasn't a McDonald's All-American. He wasn't the flashy highlight reel player that had mixtapes going viral. Even at Kentucky, he had to fight for his spot. And in the NBA, he was just a trade piece. A young prospect thrown into a rebuild. He's only 26, but his game already looks like it belongs to a seasoned vet. He doesn't need insane athleticism. He doesn't need to be the fastest guy on the floor. His footwork, patience, and ability to control the pace make him unstoppable. Defenders know what's coming. He's gonna hit that mid-range. He's gonna get to the paint. He's gonna make you look silly. And they still can't stop him. OKC is building something special around him, and with a young, hungry squad by his side, the future is looking scary. Now he's one of the smoothest, deadliest guards in the league, and he did it his way. Smooth, unstoppable, unshaken, and something tells me he's just getting started. If you loved this breakdown of SGA's journey, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more NBA deep dives. And let us know in the comments, what's your favorite thing about SGA the Great? In other news, the NBA seems to finally lost its mind. Trades flying left and right, fan bases crying, and conspiracy theories running wild. It's crazy. Click on this video to watch the entire story.